Today we are going to take our topic technical note writing. So students, you would have done note writing in your school studies. You would have prepared notes of the long texts and the techniques you used here you have to just remember those techniques once again to understand this lesson. So here we begin firstly by having a good introduction to notes. Note making, it's an important study skill that is required for various academic and professional purposes. That means we do not need only in our school or academics, but also in any professional place, working place, any corporate, they need note writing to document their communications or long technical informations. So it's a smarter way of making a memory. The meaning of the word note is brief written record as an aid to memory. That means notes help you to remember. There are different types of notes depending upon the purpose. It may be ordering notes, revision notes that you usually made, research notes, comparative notes, and analytical notes. When you perform research studies, when you will write your MTech thesis, you will be needing this technique tool to make notes and perform your studies very effectively. Students prepare notes in order to help them remember the information that they have received while reading a textbook. Note making acts as a mechanism for gathering resources from many sources and pulling them towards a common objective. We depend on different resources and combine into one to make our note, our objective, more effective. So if we come to define the notes, we can say note making is a systematic method of writing down quickly, briefly, clearly the important points of reading text. Now, we are emphasizing the techniques of note making that includes reading, writing, organizing, and sequence. Remember students, there will be a question, what are the techniques of note making? Or even they can ask you to make the note of a given passage. So these are the techniques you will use to prepare a note. So scientifically, there are 4 steps included. We see here reading, writing, organizing, and sequencing. Note making, as we know, it's a productive skill which integrates both reading and writing skills. It involves the following. First, reading. So reading needs a strategy involved when we plan to identify the central idea, the main points, and important supporting details in a comprehension. After the reading, we have the writing. The writing techniques, it includes topicalizing, copying, transcribing, and schematizing. When we write from that comprehension, we write firstly by giving it a suitable topic and then copying important texts and transcribing in our own words and then arranging them in some schema, in some manner, in a system. Then we have organization techniques and then methods of sequencing that includes arranging them with the help of numerals and letters and decimal techniques. Later we'll be seeing it in detail. The reading strategy, first we'll discuss in. Students must adopt a careful reading strategy that will enable them to understand the text quickly and make appropriate notes. The following strategy can be used to perform effective reading. Read the text quickly in order to identify its purpose, scope, central idea, logical organization, and different writing. Read the text again in order to identify the main points and important details. Students, you have to remember the 2 techniques of reading, scanning and skimming, that we have discussed in its previous section. So at least twice we have to read any text to get it better. You can read it more than twice. Recognize key lexical items related to the topic. Ignore irrelevant matter and concentrate only on the important points when you are drawing the notes, when you're reading for drawing the notes. Then deduce meanings of words and phrases from their context and infer relationships. See what it means. Of the long sentences, you have to abstract the ideas and write it in your words in the shorter sentences and phrases. Then comes your writing strategy. So writing strategy, it has four different strategy here, techniques here. That is firstly topicalizing, copying, transcribing, and schematizing. Topicalizing, it refers to writing down a word or phrase of a section or of the text to give it a topic. Copying refers to writing down word to word, that is verbatim. Transcribing is writing down the words, what is said. Copying means writing the words as they are written in the text, the comprehension, and transcribing means writing the same words after listening them when it is being said. I think the difference is clear. Schematizing, it is the method of using graphics to organize notes. You put some scheme either in form of graphics or tables or whatever convenient manner it needs. Here we are going to focus on the two, topicalizing and schematizing. Firstly, topicalizing, if you see, after reading a passage carefully and identifying the central idea, the main points and important supporting details should be rephrased. The main points of the supporting detail should be written as they appear in the text. See, original ideas, they do not need any abstracting, any shortening. You can write it in verbatim. In the text, these ideas appear in full sentences, but while making notes, a word or phrase is used to represent an idea in that section of the text. But usually, important sentences, they are taken as it is. So, unnecessary or redundant words or phrases should be removed to make it an intact. For example, we can have how we topicalize. There is a sentence: petroleum is enormously important from an economic standpoint. So this sentence can be topicalized or given a topic as economic importance of petroleum, or petroleum and economy. Then comes the schematizing part. So schematizing, scientific and technical text may be containing information in the form of figure, classifications, contrasts, and processes, and so on. Hence, it is sometimes more convenient to schematize notes. See, students, we will be getting technical texts, scientific texts. That means the informations that may contain some logic, some data, some facts, or some process. So they become scientific. Then we have to schematize the notes. That is, we have to organize notes in the form of tables and diagrams for accuracy and easy read back. We can, after writing, we can refer it or read it conveniently. In that objective, we schematize the notes. Then third, we have organization. So after reading and writing, you have got sufficient material to write down. So you start organizing the notes. How you organize? Organizing means laying out all the informations. So firstly, you begin organization by putting a title, then heading and subheading. Into these three sections, we usually deal with any paragraph. See, the organization of notes, it involves providing notes with a suitable title, then appropriate headings and subheadings. Providing a suitable title will help in recalling the main subject and central idea of the passage. Then providing headings and subheadings in that writing in terms to make the reader clear. Supporting details or subordinate points are placed under the heading, the indentation, to indicate that they are dependent on the main topic. Subordinate points may be independent or related to each other. Then the last we have the methods of sequencing, and sequencing is done with the use of numbers or alphabets. So let's introduce sequencing. It refers to the process of making a clear layout for fast and accurate interpretation of notes. See, best example you have in the indexing of book. You see all the chapters and their subtopics inside the chapters, they are arranged with the help of ABCD or 1, 2, 3. These are alphabets and numerals we are referring to. So the similar way we have to arrange our study notes. So sequencing we are discussing here. The sequencing includes, as we have said, numerals and letters. And the second thing, it has a decimalization technique also. Sometimes we use decimal points. So we see here use of numerals and letters in sequencing. Numerals and letters, they too have a logic, they too have a strategy. The important ideas, they are indicated with Roman numerals, and then the next important with capital letters, and then further sub important in Indian Arabic numerals 1 to 3, and further yet are indicated with ABCD, and if there is further classification, it is indicated with the use of small Roman numerals. So here the things are getting clear, I think. Then so these are the alphabets and numerals and their priority, what should come first, which number or alphabet should come first as per the head of this idea. So after this, the decimalization techniques, the same notes put into the form of decimal. I have taken an example here for coal deposits in India. I have done this note from a passage. There was a long passage and I transcribed, designed that passage into a short note. So this note is very easy for you to remember those informations. Another way, these are the key ideas, very abstract, concentrated ideas, easy to carry in mind instead of remembering that long passages. So students, decimalization and sequencing both are clear with example. Uses of note making. So it may come in the exam, or you should add for a good answer, what are the different uses of note making. Keep a record of the main point of the reading text for future and references. As we have mentioned in the sections, in the discussion, note making, it may be used to keep a record, to refer back or for future uses. It is useful to revise for an examination, especially for a student or a scholar, researcher, when he is writing his assignment or when he is studying. The note making technique is very essential for him to memorize easily. Then update information. When you make comparative notes, you add the new informations, you update your informations to the existing information. So that way you update it with the latest. Then you have reinforce or compare. So comparative, as we mentioned, you compare the information contained in different textbooks and lectures and you get a good idea, a good learning. Then finally, sometimes you make notes to give your lectures or analyze your texts. For example, you are looking at the PPT. So this PPT is a set of notes with the help of which I am analyzing you, I am detailing you the lectures. So this is what all we have in the notes. And we come to the end of the note writing. Thank you.